we're sort of going through this interesting period where we're going back to almost the past, where a lot of us for a long period of time worked for big companies. And now we're almost like starting our do-it-yourself opportunities. Some people think that that's sort of the future of work and creativity. I'm just curious on, your take when it comes to this maker economy that's sort of infecting us in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's plenty of reasons to wonder aloud about the future of work as it relates to AI. I'm not saying we should all be like eternal optimists for everything, and there are things that I'm curious and concerned about as it relates to the future economy. But what I will say without any hesitation is I think it is the best time in human history to be a person with an idea. We have more tools and capabilities at our disposal to bring an idea to life with relatively few outside resources as at any point in history. So I think we might look back at this moment in history as like there was this era kind of between like World War II and the pandemic where
Yep.
people worked in corporate jobs. They got this thing called a 401k. They had health
Yep.
insurance and all these things because it was the surest way to make a pretty good living, and it de-risked a lot of the highs and lows that a small business owner from like the turn of the last century would have felt, like a local farmer, a blacksmith, or a furniture maker, right? This was like the vast majority of the U.S. economy, global economy, 100 years ago, right? And only later did these big corporate engines start to emerge. And so I look at it now as like, will we look back at that period, kind of like in the music industry where we're like, oh, there was this mass media era.
That's
And
right.
there was this time when like a Michael Jackson could happen or an Elvis Presley could happen. If there was an Elvis Presley in 1855, no one heard about him or he's
That's
forgotten,
right.
right?
That's right.
And now I think about, okay, so there was a mass media era. Perhaps there was like a mass employment era or a corporate era. And now I just wonder if we can look at it as a time of empowerment, where if you've got an idea and a dream, that's no longer just your side hustle or something you can only dream about, but you can actually go make that happen. And so I think the pointy end of that is that I think a lot more people are going to have to make that happen. And the people who are smart and have initiative are going to figure that out now and lean into the opportunity that AI presents for them personally in their career and life. There will be a moment, I fear, where people who have waited too long, sort of they'll be on the wrong end of the wave where the corporate job losses will start and the new optimism will be delayed for them. And so I think the best thing any individual can do, and I hope that, the concerns of job losses are overblown. I do. But on the flip side, I think at an individual level, one of the core beliefs of visionaries, and one of the things I believe certainly, is that we as individuals need to do all we can right now to lean into this new era of empowerment via technology, namely AI, so that we all can be this sort of empowered entrepreneurial class that I think can now emerge without needing to raise a bunch of money or have a team of thousands.
Yeah.
I think that's the beautiful thing. Or a filmmaker from the Philippines could have the next Best Picture nominee because all of the barriers to entry are so much less. So as a result, what matters is the caliber of your idea and what you actually have to bring to the world. And I think that's just like a beautiful notion if we really all were to lean into that. So yeah, I think I'm a big fan of the maker economy, maker movement, empowered by the continued acceleration of technology. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think it would be too too much of a rose-colored glasses statement to say there isn't an urgency to it. Like we have to
Yeah.
do it now individually. And that's why I think it's so important that we be thinking about this seriously, not sweeping it under the rug as like, oh, my company won't let me do it. So I'm not really that deep in AI right now. It's like, cool, but like your company, who knows? Like all of this stuff, like you need to take the personal initiative to arm yourself so that you're ready to be that empowered individual for the future. And if you look at it with that mindset, I think there's reason for optimism. If you wait, I think there's reason for pessimism. So it's kind of like one of these classic self-fulfilling scenarios. And we want to be here a voice for pragmatic optimism towards this new reality. And I think we are looking at a more distributed way to earn a living.